So guys, today I'm going to show you how to reload a bullet. I'm also going to show you a little bit on load development and how to match your gun to the perfect load. So first of all, what you're going to be needing is of course your empties. I've already deep primed this. I'm going to show you how to do that, but that's 50 empties, a decent scale. You could also use this, which is a powder measure. I'm not going to be using that for this. I have got some what used to be known as Denel powder, S335. Thank the Lord they've started making this stuff again, because your American powders cost an absolute fortune, guys. I'm going to be using some Noslers. So these are 260 grain. I'm also going to be loading some 300 grains today. So some decent heaviness. Of course, you're going to need a funnel to put the powder into your rounds, primers, and of course the die set for the 375. Now bear in mind, this board does not come standard. You can't really buy them anywhere, not that I know of, but you can also just make them. I've just drilled holes and put a backboard on it so that the holes don't go all the way through. I like to have 60 long. Usually bullets like this come in packs of 50, but if you have 60 on the tray, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's 10 long. The nice thing is you can actually sort them, so as you go and put powder in or primers in, you can move it like that, and when you're done, all you do is you swivel the board around and you're ready to do it again back the other way. I'm going to be using a Linman, a really nice press, a revolving press. So what you're going to be looking for is the one that says NK, which is the necking and the depriming one. So all you're going to do is you're going to screw that in place. So when you put your brass in, you make sure it just slides in nicely over the neck. And then as you push it, what's going to happen is your spent primer will fall out. There it is. My spent primer just fell out into my hand. You can see it's been shot. Spent primer will fall out, and it's already necked the cartridge as well. And there we are. That is a cartridge that is ready for the next step. Once you got it like this, you can put it in a tumbler, and obviously that would clean it up a bit more, but we're not going to do that. I'm starting. So this is a bit of equipment from Lee. It helps you put new primers into your old cases. I don't know why I didn't explain this on the video, and I've had to do a voice overlay, but it has happened. Anyway guys, as you can see, I've put some primers in there. All you do is you just close this up nicely. The large rifle, just this one. You can attach that one like that. Put this one in there. Take your primers. Make sure they don't all fall out. Slide that in there. And then, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to just put your cartridge in like that. Just push up, and okay, I'm going to have to screw this thing out a bit. So all you do now when you want to reload, once you've set this whole thing, just push it up till it clicks, and there it's flush. Perfect. And it's very important at this stage to wear protective gear, because one little mistake and your eyes will go kaboom. It was actually the next day because, well, let's just say I got busy with other stuff. There we go. And you just pull the cap off. 335 powder loads. The minimum requirements, well, the standard load for S335 is 63 grains of powder. So what we're going to do is we're going to do we're going to do 2 that are 63 grains of powder. We're going to do 2 that are 65 grains of powder, and we're going to do 2 that are let's call it 58 grains of powder. And then we're going to see which ones group the best, and then we'll know what our load should be, more or less. right, so that is number 2 of 63 grains. Now these 2 I'm going to put this side. 1, 2, I want them to be 58 grains. We're going to just change it here. 58 grains. 58 grains powder. Now these 2 I want to make a bit hotter. I want to put them to 65 grains of powder. All right. Okay. So these are the 6 I'm going to go shoot off to know what I want. Now, a lot of you are going to be asking, well, surely you've done all of this before. Actually, I have. But S335 is now the only South African made powder that is available. I do have a whole lot of American powders, but the difference is 500 Rand versus 800 to 900 Rand a can. So this is half the price. And yeah, I'm used to using S341 and I have all my loading data on that, but this is the first time I'm using S335. So those 6 rounds, what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to put heads on them. And I'm going to use the 260 grains. Okay, so this is the seating die. This is the necking die. So the nice thing about these reloaders is, it doesn't want to stay there, but you just do that, boom, and then you're ready to do the seating part. Now, for the seating part, it is quite important. You push it in like that. And I want to make sure that this has got a little bit of lubrication on it. And what I'm going to use for lubrication is I'm going to use this Linman case lube. Once you've got some on your fingers, it's actually quite easy to lubricate. All you do is you just go around like that, and then it's lubricated. First one. Put it in. You slide it up. Okay, let's see how far it's gone. Okay, it's gone just a fraction. So what needs to happen is, because this die is set up for that mold, that thing actually, we're just going to unscrew it just a fraction. We're going to take it down for the length of this to there. Okay, you can see it's onto the line nicely there. Okay, so this is 50 meters. Seems like close. This is just to develop the load, so that's where I'm going to put it. Unfortunately, I can't shoot directly down the range because my sister's horses are standing there. I know it's not perfectly on. Actually, let's just say it's not on at all. So I just want to see where the bullets are hitting. Got a target, I'm going to shoot for that. This is only 50 meters, but I know my gun isn't on. I'm looking for grouping. I'm not necessarily looking for accuracy. So grouping is what I'm looking for. And let's see what we get. Test number 1, starting with 58 grains of powder at 50 meters. Okay. Second shot, 58 grains of powder at 50 meters. Not too happy with that grouping. Okay, so it needs to come up quite a bit. So I'm gonna do the clicks. Pick it up. 63 grains of powder at 50 meters. Unhappy with that one. Okay, well that came off. Let's go have a look. So I thought I pulled that second one, which I was right. So that was the other two, first two. That was my third one, the one I pulled. This one, they're all directly in line. I've got to bring it. 65 grains of powder. Hi. Let me show you why load development is so damn important when it comes to rifle hunting. Okay, the first two I didn't flinch. They're 10 centimeters apart. The second two I did flinch, so technically I can't count those for anything. The third two is the load I'm going to be using. So my first two were these two here. They're full thumbs distance away from each other. That there, my friends, you can cover them with your thumb. Those are the two I've just shot, and that is at 50, 55, 60 meters. So if that is what I'm looking for, and I think this is going to be right at 100. Maybe it might be a bit higher at 100. I'm actually not sure what this gun's doing, because this is a new powder for me. But that is what I'm looking for. So that is the load development I wanted. So it's going to be 65 grains of powder is what I'm going to load at. Because if you load too low, that's what you're going to get. And if you load too high, you're going to have the same thing. They're not going to group nicely. But that is a nice, neat little group there. So the rest of this video is me using these rounds on a diker and my brother shooting a jackal at great distance. But that concludes all for load development and reloading. And I'm walking up here. There's a little steenbokkie over there. Just jumped through into the stuff, but we're not hunting them. So let's see what we can get. Two diker in the road. Rabbits. Can't believe I missed that. That was a hit. There's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. Damn. Second one was a hit. I'm guessing that was like, probably about a 140 meter shot, 150 meter shot. And I was standing broadside like that. I think it might have impacted a slight bit low, but we'll see. We will see. It's down. It's not dead, but it's down. Should have shot it again. Got all this blood here, guys. That won't go far. Be him done. And horns. Alright, well, that's what a 375 will do to a rough, to an antelope. I saw these horns and I thought it might be a male. Definitely, turns out it's definitely not a male. It's a female, but she's got some weird horns. Some really weird horns. But let's look at those horns, they're kind of defective. And females aren't supposed to have horns, but this one definitely does have horns. So, yeah, but this is the diker. Beautiful, beautiful meat. Really nice meat. Where you been? Hey?
No, why didn't you take me with you?
Where have you been? You weren't with me. You weren't with me. I went hunting without you.
That's a crime. She's sulking.
Why? You're not with me when I went hunting. That's a long shot. Was that a hit? It's a hit!
Yeah. How far was that?
We can pace it out.
Yeah. Because that's the bottom bead on my scope. You know that little crosshair?
Yeah?
Where the lines go thin?
Yeah?
I had that on his shoulder.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 21. 10, 11. It's 100 meters. 9, 10, 11. So 200 meters. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Oh, there it is. One dead jackal.
That jackal didn't go anywhere when we shot.
No, it's perfectly shot. Couldn't have shot it better. So that's 330 meters. 330. My butt shot it.
Nowhere. That was...
Well, you didn't shoot over the top of it.
I'm gonna put it back for Chase.
Hey, that's one of you. Hey, Clara, what's it? Bite it, bite it. Yeah, there we are. Come, let's go. We've got the diker on the back over there. We're off to go fetch the jackal. So there we are, just loaded the jackal. So we've got two nocturnal species, got the antelope. This is actually nocturnal, and of course the jackal. It's awesome. We're gonna head back to the house. It's actually Sunday today, so we're gonna go to church in the next, what? When are we leaving for church? Soon. We're supposed to leave at 10, what? 10? 10:30. Time is now 9:42. I've got to field dress that antelope and maybe give the jackal to the worker so he can have some meat too.
Well, thanks guys yet again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next week in my following video. It is quite an interesting video, so stay tuned for that.